17 incredible facts they never taught us at school. There are so many weird historical facts we don't know about that sometimes it seems reality is way more exciting than fiction. And such stories make our world a more intriguing place. By the way, don't miss our bonus, some amazing historical facts you're still being lied to about. But first, we'll go through the true ones. Number 17. Albert Einstein for president. On November 17, 1952, the Prime Minister of Israel officially offered the presidency of Israel to Albert Einstein. The physicist passed on the offer, explaining that he lacked the ability to deal properly with people. Number 16. The strangest SOS message. In 1948, several ships passing near Malaysia received some strange SOS messages. 2 American ships received the signals from a Dutch vessel called SS Orang Medan. The message said, "All the officers including the captain are dead. Possibly the whole crew is dead. I'm dying." When they went to the rescue, they found every member of the crew lying dead, as if they were frozen, with expressions of sheer terror on their faces, and outstretched arms defending themselves from whatever they saw. Even the dog was found the same way. The creepiest thing is that there were no injuries on any of the bodies. Ooh. Number 15. King Tutankhamun's parents were brother and sister. Recent DNA studies confirm that King Tutankhamun's severe health problems, such as malaria and bone disorder, were the consequences of an incestuous union. His parents were siblings. Number 14. People actually wore flour sacks. In the 1930s, during the Great Depression in the United States, women didn't have many options to choose from when it came to clothing. They had to get innovative, so they started using cotton flour sacks to make clothes for their families. When the flour sack manufacturers found out about the trend, they began to make flour sacks with different patterns on them. Some sacks even had instructions for proper washing or making a dress or a doll. Number 13. The largest bird in the world. Argentavis magnificens is a fossil bird found in Argentina in 1979. Scientists say that the bird lived on our planet 6 million years ago. It had a wingspan of 20 to 26 feet, or 6 to 8 meters, and a height of 6.5 feet, or 2 meters. Impressive, huh? Don't park your car under that one. Number 12. The reason we use fingerprints. These 2 men are the reason we use fingerprints to identify ourselves. These men had the same name, they were sentenced to the same prison, and the strangest thing is that they had never seen each other before. They looked the same, although they were not related. Number 11. Wake-up call. Before the alarm clock, there existed a very peculiar profession of knocker-uppers. It's not what you think. These were people who knocked on windows with a stick or shot dry peas at workers' windows. What a way to wake up, huh? Number 10. Painful Asian beauty. In the past, Chinese women bound their feet so they didn't grow, since having small feet was considered beautiful and feminine. As a result, their feet were deformed. Number 9. Huge crystal pyramids. Using sonar technology, scientists have discovered 2 giant pyramids at 6,000 feet, or 1,820 meters, under the sea. They're made of what looks like thick crystal, and they're larger than the Pyramid of Giza in Egypt. Number 8. Stalin invented Photoshop. They say that every time Joseph Stalin was informed about a dead or missing person, he ordered them to be deleted from every photo they took together. So began the history of photo retouching. Number 7. Some saints look like they're sleeping. There is a belief that the bodies of the saints do not disintegrate. The oldest intact body is that of Saint Cecilia, who was martyred in 177 AD. Her body remains very similar to what it looked like 1700 years ago when it was discovered, defying all laws of nature. The picture shows another saint named Maria Tiagi. Number 6. Clue to the location of the Holy Grail. The Shepherd's Monument in Staffordshire, England, has a mysterious inscription on it, DOUOSVAVVM. No one knows who put it there, and no one knows what it means. But many believe it may be a message left by the Knights Templar to find the exact location of the Holy Grail. Number 5. Where the word hooker comes from. No, it's not related to knocker-uppers. During the American Civil War, General Joseph Hooker always ensured his soldiers were satisfied and in a good mood by simply taking women everywhere his troops would go. Today, his name is used as slang for prostitute. Number 4. The most horrifying mummies. The most horrifying mummies in the world are the Guanajuato mummies. The expressions on their faces make many believe they were buried alive or tortured to death. Number 3. Just a cough syrup for our ancestors. Between 1890 and 1910, heroin, produced by Bayer, was commonly sold as a non-addictive substitute for morphine, and also as a syrup to cure children's coughs. Number 2. They thought Rasputin was immortal. During his life, the Russian mystic Rasputin survived many assassination attempts. Once he was poisoned, stabbed, and shot all in one night. The assassins thought he was immortal until they decided to throw him in the cold waters of the river Neva after shooting him several times. They found his corpse a couple of days later. Number 1. A monkey fought bravely in World War I. A South African baboon, Jackie, was found by Albert Marr shortly after World War I. When the war began, Albert enlisted in the army and took Jackie with him. Not only did Jackie entertain the soldiers, but he also warned them when the enemy came near and was even in combat. At the end of his service, he was awarded a medal for his bravery. Jackie was discharged when the war ended and lived with his master until 1921. It's the age of information, and we often face new facts that replace our previous views, right? So, here is our bonus: 6 historical facts we've all believed since school, which turned out to be false. Number 1. Napoleon and the Sphinx's nose. The Great Sphinx of Giza is known for its lack of a nose. As legend has it, Napoleon's army destroyed the body part during a battle with the Turks in 1798. However, Danish traveler Frederick Norden's notes, in which he portrayed the statue without a nose in 1737, disproved the Napoleon story. Number 2. Van Gogh and his ear. The story of the artist allegedly cutting off his ear and sending it to his beloved is quite exaggerated. In reality, the whole thing happened after a conflict with his friend Paul Gauguin, during which Van Gogh attacked him with a razor. In a fit of remorse, or according to some researchers, madness, Vincent cut off a lobe of his ear that same night. Number 3. Vikings' horned helmets. We're used to seeing Vikings portrayed in horned helmets, but archaeologists can't say what shape their head guards were. Such helmets were only drawn in their tombs, and scientists think they were used for rituals, not in combat. Also, they had been used since the Bronze Age, long before the time of the Vikings. Number 4. Stonehenge. Stonehenge is one of the biggest mysteries of the world, and new hypotheses about it are regularly born. Yet originally, it looked nothing like it does today. In 1901, William Gowland initiated his restoration of the monument. Recent photos prove that it now looks quite different than in ancient times. Number 5. Discovery of America. In our history lessons, we were told that Christopher Columbus discovered America in 1492. However, the first Europeans to have traveled to the New World were Vikings at the end of the 10th century. That's when the first genetic contact occurred too. Number 6. Ossian's poems. Scottish poet James Macpherson was renowned for translating the poems of Ossian, a Celtic bard of the 3rd century from Gaelic. However, when faced with demands to present the manuscripts, Macpherson eluded the subject. The manuscripts have still not been found, and the poems themselves are now considered a mystification. So, which fact has impressed you the most? Our favorite is the one about the monkey that fought in World War I. Share your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to hit the like button and click subscribe to stay on the bright side of life.